This is Concacaf Video Signals, a Friday, March 27th edition. Today on Video Signals, as excitement builds all over the region for tomorrow's Match Day 2 of Final Round World Cup qualifying, we continue with the third installment of our daily previews by taking a closer look at Mexico and Costa Rica. We'll go on a trip around the Confederation and finish the show, as always, with the Concacaf quiz. We start with the final round of Concacaf World Cup qualifying. Match Day 2 is near, and 3 intriguing games are in store for football fans throughout CONCACAF tomorrow. El Salvador hosts the USA in San Salvador at the Estadio Cuscatlán, where the home side is playing its second straight home match. Los Cuscatlecos will be aiming for maximum points after dropping 2 to Trinidad and Tobago. The USA is missing 2 regulars for the match against El Salvador, as Steve Cherundolo is sidelined for his second straight qualifier through injury, while Tim Howard is serving a 1-match suspension for yellow card accumulation. Landon Donovan, the USA's all-time leading scorer, is now 1 goal shy of tying Brian McBride for the most career goals in World Cup qualifying with 10. Trinidad and Tobago will host Honduras at the Hazley Crawford Stadium in Port of Spain, where Soca Warriors goalkeeper Marvin Phillip is hoping to pass a fitness test. TNT first-choice keeper Clayton Ince is out due to suspension. The Hondurans will be without influential forward David Suazo, who suffered a season-ending injury while playing with his club team Benfica in Portugal. Today, we preview the Mexico-Costa Rica match, which will be played at the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, where El Tri has lost only 1 World Cup qualifier in its history, to Costa Rica on June 16, 2001 by a score of 2-1. Mexico and Costa Rica have met on 14 previous occasions in World Cup qualifying, with the Mexicans holding a 6-5-3 advantage. Their last World Cup meeting was on August 17, 2005 in Mexico City, a 2-0 win for the home side on goals by Jared Bogetti and Jose Francisco Fonseca. Mexico is 5-1-1 at home against Costa Rica in World Cup qualifiers. El Tri has a 5-1-3 overall record in qualifying for South Africa, scoring 18 goals while conceding 8. In their first match of the final round, they lost 2-0 at the United States, a game that saw Captain Rafael Marquez receive a red card that resulted in his suspension. Mexico is a perfect 4-0-0 at home in 2010 WCQs. They have not played a home qualifier since September 10th of last year. They've had 4 straight on the unkind road. Fernando Arce and Jared Bogetti have been Mexico's top scorers in qualifying with 3 goals each. After opening qualifying with a 2-2 draw at Grenada, Costa Rica has won 7 consecutive games, and they are the only CONCACAF team left in the tournament not to lose a game, scoring 27 goals while allowing a paltry 5. They share first place in the final round with the USA after a 2-0 home win over Honduras on February 11th. The Ticos have 3 wins in 4 WCQ away matches, averaging 3 goals a game as the visiting team. For all their dominance, Costa Rica has conceded at least 1 goal in each away qualifier. Their top World Cup qualifying scorer is Brian Ruiz with 4 goals. It promises to be a great weekend of football. Video Signals will have all the WCQ details for you in its Monday edition. In news from around the Confederation, it was announced today that the Bahamas will compete in the CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championship for the first time, and Canada will rejoin the competition, filling out a 6-nation field for the 5th annual event that will begin late next month. Defending champion Mexico will host the event for the 3rd straight time as it returns to the Unidad Deportivo Municipal Agustín Flores in Puerto Vallarta. Canada reappears after a 2-year absence. It will join with the Bahamas, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Mexico, and the 2-time champion United States to decide CONCACAF's 2 qualifiers for the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup to be played in the United Arab Emirates in November. First leg second-round action continues on Sunday in the CFU Club Champions Cup, the Caribbean's qualifying competition for the 2009-2010 CONCACAF Champions League. The Green Bay Hoppers welcome Sevilla FC of Bayamón, Puerto Rico to Antigua, as both teams have everything to play for after tying 3-3 in the first leg. The Tempete FC Alpha United encounter, which was also to be played on Sunday, has been postponed to April 5th. In the U-17 friendly, the USA will meet Uruguay today in Buenos Aires, Argentina. The Americans will try to bounce back from Wednesday's 5-1 loss to Argentina. And that completes our brief trip around the Confederation. Now it is time for today's CONCACAF quiz. Yesterday, we asked if you could name the player who has scored the most goals for the USA in the World Cup finals. This was definitely a tough one, and the responses were varied across the board. The correct answer is Bert Patenaude. Patenaude scored all his 4 goals at the 1930 World Cup, including 3 against Paraguay, the first hat-trick in World Cup history. Today's question has us focus on Mexico. Who is the only player to appear in every minute of every Mexican World Cup qualifier for South Africa 2010? If you think you know the answer, please send an email to VideoSignals@concacaf.org before 12 p.m. New York time on Monday. Those answering correctly will have their names placed into a weekly contest, where the winner will receive a Concacaf prize. Well, that's all for today. I know you won't be able to just sit back and relax, but I hope that everyone enjoys the Concacaf World Cup qualifiers tomorrow. Thanks for joining us at Video Signals, your source for Concacaf news.